my name is Mackenzie Smith,
And I'm Kelly.
and we did our project on the difference between the United States and China with the idea of using geothermal energy.
What is geothermal energy? In simple terms, geothermal energy is heat from and provided by the Earth itself. The molten rock underneath the Earth's crust provides heat and geothermal energy.
Continuing on, the heat geothermal energy uses as actual energy comes from the radioactive decay of minerals and constant loss of heat from how the Earth was originally formed in the past. The use of geothermal energy can be dated back to the ancient Romans, where the renewable energy source was used for many household purposes. Today there are multiple ways geothermal energy can be extracted and used, such as flash steam plants and binary cycle plants. Seen here is a picture of a geothermal energy power plant. As you can tell, it takes up a lot of space and needs many different parts to function the idea of geothermal energy. We can also infer from this photo that every piece of metal and contraption that is seen in this photo probably costs a lot of money.
How does the U.S. use this energy? The United States is the world leader when it comes to the use of geothermal energy, carrying 30% total capacity of its usage. With numerous projects being conducted by 2025, the United States could potentially be able to supply close to 4,000 megawatts of this energy. That could give power to 4 million homes in the U.S. Continuing on, a huge impact towards the USA's stand on geothermal energy came from the Energy Policy Act passed in 2005. It allowed more ways to fund geothermal energy plants and even increased the funding for geothermal energy done by the Department of Energy.
Moving on to China's role in geothermal energy, one main reason China looked towards this energy was to reduce the amount of carbon emissions that were being produced in their nation. China looks for high-temperature locations for geothermal plants. However, some of their nation's wanted locations are on top of where two different continental plates connect, which makes it very difficult to conduct their usage of geothermal energy. Continuing on, China uses a lot of the world's coal for many things, including using power plants for numerous types of green energy. With the use of geothermal energy in the nation, China hopes to reduce their nation's coal consumption as well as improve air quality for its citizens.
Geothermal energy provides many positive outcomes for the environment, including lowering pollution. Using geothermal energy does not require the burning of fossil fuels, and it is a renewable energy source, therefore, we will never run out. Unlike solar, wind, and hydroelectric, this energy source is available 365 days a year.
These are many other positive effects of using geothermal energy.
More effects of using geothermal energy. The main negative effect geothermal energy could have on the environment is the release of hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide is a colorless gas that can emit pollutants into the environment. Although this is not as much a negative effect but more a limitation, geothermal energy also depends on location. Living areas such as the west of the USA and another area known as the Ring of Fire are optimal locations for geothermal energy use. These effects could go for America and China.
Looking into the future of the USA, geothermal energy as a clean energy source in the United States is becoming even more common. Not only is it 100% renewable and available at all times for human resources, but it's becoming cheaper, almost as cheap as fossil fuels. This decrease in price will create more demand for a cleaner energy source. These factors will lead to more geothermal energy plants and projects being conducted throughout the future of the United States. This map shows numerous locations around the United States where geothermal energy power plants and projects are being conducted. As you can tell, more heat is generated from the Earth's crust and molten core in the western hemisphere of the United States. All these black dots to the west in the states of Nevada, Oregon, and Idaho all correspond where many of the geothermal power plants in the United States actually are. Also, you can see many geothermal plants in the middle of Alaska in the bottom left corner.
For the future of China, the National Energy Administration is looking into the Geothermal Development Plan, which will stimulate enormous growth and potential for China's actions with geothermal energy. However, the need for more actions towards geothermal energy calls for a long wait for funding and determination of significant risks needed to be assured before starting any new projects. Another factor is the National Energy Administration of China is also looking into their 13th five-year plan that goes from the year 2016 to 2020. Actions that would be taken in this plan would lead to having the annual usage of geothermal energy to equal 50 million tons of standard coal for China.
This map of China corresponds to the map before shown of the United States. The green spots on this map show where China has potential or already geothermal power plants being made and producing geothermal energy for the nation. The red spots depict where volcanoes or volcanic activity or hot spots of molten rock and where much heat is being produced by the crust are located. As you can see, there are nowhere near as many power plants in China as there are in the United States, but the future of China looks very positive for the upcoming projects being made to make geothermal energy a larger substance and produce more of it throughout the nation of China.
Over the duration of the trip, I learned the differences between several different types of renewable and non-renewable energy sources, not only the types of energy, but how they work efficiently for the US and China, and how they work together to provide cleaner energy to the world. Geothermal energy, like lots of other clean energy sources, has its positives and negatives, but this energy source in particular has lots of positives and could greatly impact the future of both China and America.
The STEM part of this trip to China was so fascinating and interesting to me, and I absolutely loved learning about it. My interest in geothermal energy has sparked from how different it is from any other energy. I loved learning about this type of energy from an interesting PowerPoint presentation given by Professor Zhang Hao. Many facts and key points in his project inspired my partner and I to pursue this topic as our project. We both really enjoyed our stay in China and felt honored to be introduced in depth to the world of STEM in such a big nation.